Welcome to IlloTalk. I am Cory Kerr. This is 100 days of animation where I spend a minimum of 30 minutes every day making my short film. And this is day 10 of 100. I am a 10th of the way there. And my short film is kind of like Animal Farm, except with insects. And we see kind of this rise of the dictator, kind of a commentary on the government spying on its own citizens and what it means to be patriotic and whatnot. Anyway, today I actually made some stuff move. So for the last couple days, you've seen me kind of build this character in Illustrator. And today, instead of talking about something, I want to talk about how I import stuff from Illustrator into After Effects. Now, I'm a little slow. I'm learning as I go. I've never done anything in After Effects before. In fact, this thing is the only thing that I've done. You can see that I'm making this guy move a little bit. And then a little bit later, what I did was I kind of animated his legs with this thing called Rubber Hose. And that was pretty cool. It basically gives you some controls and joints that you can kind of attach to different things. And then Rubber Hose 2 came out. And so what you're seeing here for a couple seconds is me going through the tutorial because I'm still learning this stuff. So I sped it up. It took me about 15 minutes. It's actually a pretty decent tutorial. The first piece is Rubber Hose, right? It's just controllers, and you get kind of those noodle arms that you see all over the internet and everything on Nickelodeon right now. And then you can also attach existing artwork, which is what I'm doing here. You can attach existing artwork to stuff, and then you can, make that bend in a number of different ways. So in any case, I'm going to throw a white background behind here. I imported this, and you can see in the lower left-hand corner that I've got all those layers going on. Those are all the high-level layers that I set up in Illustrator, right? And so I kind of pre-compose them, then I solo. So this is called the rubber thing. And so Rubber Hose, I'm going to kind of dock that deal there. And if I expand this right here, one of the ways that you can do it is you give it an elbow joint and it won't bend. It won't be noodly. And since these points here are fixed, I don't want them to be noodly. And so they bend at the elbow there, and then you kind of do a little bit of an adjustment. Right. Now you can see right there that they're squishing, they're compressing. And so there's some controls over there. And if I can highlight the right thing, you can take realism. I put realism to 100, which makes it fixed. And you can see that it only stretches if I go past, but it won't stretch as I compress. And so what it does there is it'll bend either direction that I tell it to bend at that point. So then I just need to take that control and move it to where it goes in the shoulder. And you can see that it'll stay. And I have those little kind of crosshairs. And I can kind of articulate things from there. Then I'm going to use a different way of doing this. So these are individually articulated, right? But instead of doing that, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use Rubber Hose in conjunction with the puppet warp. And so they've got kind of the rubber pin part of the setting. All it really does is take the first 3 pins that you select. So I went back and I did kind of 1, 2, 3 pins there. Then you select those pins. Then you kind of hit that button and it runs a script. And now you can see that it kind of bends rather than being like bent at the elbow. You can kind of see that you can do that now. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward to the end here where I actually try to make him wave or whatever. But you can see that I can kind of click and drag and it does different things. And you parent certain things to other things. I'm going to parent this null object, which is called transform, to the controller on the other end. And then as I move that arm, the other one like stays attached. And that's kind of cool. So then you just add some keyframes and you wave back and forth, which I will do here momentarily. And you can see him wave, right? So that took way too long because I actually had to do this a number of times before I got it right. You have to do things in kind of a specific order. Also, I'm totally unfamiliar with After Effects. But here he is waving, and that's day 10. So that's day 10 of 100 Days of Animation. This is Illotalk. I'm Cory Kerr. These videos are actually taking a really long time to do. Like, pretty long. Like, way longer than I have time for. But I like documenting it, the process. So I'm going to try to keep this up. I might consolidate several days into one video. I'm not sure exactly where we're going to go from here. But yeah. So anyway, you can always check out my stuff at corykerr.com, CORYKERR.com. And I'm on Twitter at Cory Kerr. I'm on Instagram at Cory Kerr Art. You're on YouTube now, I hope, or watching this on YouTube, which is also Cory Kerr Art. Hit subscribe and leave me a comment to let me know that you're listening, watching, whatever. If you have any questions that I have an answer to, I'll try to answer them. If you have questions that I don't have answers to, I don't know what I can do for you. But it'll be fun to talk, so go ahead and leave a comment. You can also talk to me on Twitter and everything.